So you've decided to have intentional conversations with your daughter at this age in her life. And there are so many things I'm sure you want to share with her, you want her to understand. And yet, I'm going to tell you something that might sound counterintuitive, but the more that you listen to your daughter through this process, the more she's going to talk to you. The more she's going to trust that you want to hear what she has to say. So I want to give you just a couple tips that are going to help you to grow as a listener. You know, every girl wants to be heard. Every girl wants to be known, and every girl wants to feel safe in her relationships. And one of the key ingredients for a known, safe, and very loving relationship is communication and learning how to listen well. So these 3 essential ingredients, we teach it all over the place. You're going to hear me say it again and again if you continue to walk with your daughter in these courses. These 3 ingredients are mirror, validate, and empathize. It looks different at different stages of our daughter's life, but when she's little, mirroring is this idea of just kind of reflecting back what she says. You're trying your best not to interpret. We could take a lot of things that our little girls say personal. They're going to say things that they're just trying to be honest. And in their little way, they're trying to tell you what they feel and what they think and about their experiences. Some girls don't have the ability or the skill set yet to speak that much. So some of you are going to have daughters who are more quiet. And when you ask them a question, they might just sit there as if they're not interested or they don't understand the question. And I want you to be patient. Try not to rush the process. If they're going slow in their answers, you go slow. So literally like a mirror, you're going to mirror back what you hear them say and even what you see in their body language. So if your daughter's excited, you're excited. If your daughter's sad, you're sad. Do you get it? It's a mirror. And what that does is it tells your daughter that you're there and that you're watching her and you're tracking with her. The second one is validation. Now, you got to remember our littles have a different paradigm. They don't have adult perspectives. So the things that seem very valid or real to them might sound kind of silly to us adults at times. But your job is not to teach her or to tell her a different way. It's to try to understand what her little perspective is. Validation is like wearing someone else's glasses. So you're trying to get into her little world and understand what life is like from her perspective, especially when she's talking about her relationship with you or with God. Try to lower your expectations and really get in there. And so the skill is, I can see how you would think that, or I could see why you feel that way. I could see why that's frustrating to you. So I want to give you an example what this would look like in real life. But before I do that, I want to talk about the third ingredient, empathy. Empathy is different than validation in that you're going for the emotions. You're trying to really get to what is your daughter trying to tell you and how she feels. And we're trying to also help her grow her vocabulary for her emotional words. So this one takes time, but overall, if every single lesson you spend time slowing down and mirroring what she's saying, you are doing fantastic. If you can get to validation and empathy, just recognize that that's a really special conversation there. But you don't have to do it every time. You're just practicing each time. And so what this looks like in real time with your little 2nd or 3rd grader is you might ask her, what is your relationship with God like? And she's thinking, I don't know what to say. She's probably looking at your face and wondering, what does mommy want me to say? Is this going to be a good answer? Is this going to get me in trouble? I mean, there's lots of things that go through our little girl's mind. And so I want you just to relax. And even if she goes, I would mirror that back and go, oh, you seem kind of caught off by that question. Take your time. Take your time. And then she's sitting there, she's doing this, and I'm going to mirror that back and go, you're thinking right now. It might seem kind of silly, but what that tells her is that she can take as long as she needs. And I'm going to wait, and I'm going to be patient. And how often I'm often distracted when I ask my daughter a question or want something a little bit faster. She gets this feeling that mommy's got better things to do. And so the longer you can wait and give her time to answer, the more she feels safe, that she can be right where she's at. And each month, you're going to grow in this skill. she's going to feel more safe with you. So give yourself grace as you're growing. Well, then when she answers about her relationship with God, she says, I don't really know how I feel about God. I don't think I've ever seen him. Okay, so I'm going to mirror that back and say, you don't know how you feel about God right now. You've never really seen him. I'm going to validate that and go, it would be hard to know what you think about God if you've never seen him. It's really hard to trust that. And then she's probably going to continue because I'm listening so intently on her words. She might expand a little bit. But the emotion that she probably can't say at this age, but I want to try to grab, is that she's unsure. It's a feeling. So when I move to empathy and the end of the question, we're done, and she feels like she's said everything she needs to say, I'm going to say, you kind of feel unsure right now about your relationship with God. Yeah, I've had moments like that too. She goes, yeah, and we move on. There's this sense of allowing her to be right where she's at. You're going to grow in your own ability to trust that God is moving and growing in her, and she's going to be able to be honest with you the more that you can listen well. So practice these 3 things: mirroring, validating, and empathizing wherever you can. But most importantly, during these one-on-one conversations, that's really when you're going to come to the table, and feel free to watch this video over and over and over if you need some practice. I'm so excited that you're pursuing your daughter in this way. And if you can get these little skills going this next year, you're going to be on a trajectory towards a safe and trusted relationship with your daughter all the way through her teen years. I'm really looking forward to hearing more about how this goes on this journey of growing the fruit of the Spirit. At the end of the day, God is the one who grows the fruit in us. You're going to hear that over and over and over. So take a deep breath and trust that God is working in and through you in your relationship with your daughter.